Welcome to Redline Racing Media. This is where the real story begins. Hit subscribe and let's hit the red line.
Everyone thought this weekend belonged to Kimi Antonelli. He was fastest in every single practice session. He set provisional pole in Q3. He looked completely untouchable. And then, in the final seconds of qualifying, Max Verstappen crashed, and everything changed. What followed was a race with championship politics, wheel-to-wheel warfare, a team that outsmarted everyone, and a driver who needed this win more than almost anyone in the paddock. This is the full story of the 2026 Austrian Grand Prix. Friday at the Red Bull Ring started hot, temperatures pushing 30 degrees Celsius, and they weren't coming down. That heat mattered. The Red Bull Ring is brutal on tyres, short lap, high energy loads, tarmac baking all day. Anyone struggling with tyre management on Friday had a serious problem on Sunday. FP1. Antonelli set the standard immediately. Russell just 38 thousandths behind him. Two things already stood out. Norris lost most of FP1 to a hydraulic leak, completing just 9 laps. McLaren would spend much of Friday working blind, and Verstappen hit anti-stall issues, cutting his session short at his team's home race. FP2. Antonelli again, from Piastri and Norris. Mercedes and McLaren trading fastest times, but notice where Ferrari sat. Hamilton over half a second back. Leclerc ran as an alternate driver, so Ferrari's real race picture stayed blurry heading into the evening. Aston Martin, 4 seconds off the pace, still waiting for those promised upgrades. FP3. Saturday morning flipped things slightly. Russell went fastest, splitting Antonelli by 38 thousandths. Hamilton was third, within a tenth. Ferrari had found something overnight. Their long-run data hinted at strong race pace. A multi-stop strategy could work if they managed the tyres. Q1 was clean for the front-runners. Antonelli paced the field. In the midfield, margins were tiny. Ocon squeezed through by just 20 thousandths over Sainz. Williams, both Aston Martins and both Cadillacs were eliminated. Q2 brought the first real drama for Russell. He sat 16th for most of the session, barely setting times, complaining about the car sliding. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff got on the radio. Just drive. Russell found P4 on a single flying lap. Enough, but something wasn't clicking. Both Alpine and Audi were fully knocked out. The top 10 moved through cleanly. Q3. Antonelli looked in complete control after the first runs. Then on the final laps, Verstappen pushed too hard at turn 9 and slammed the barriers. Yellow flags came out. The key question, single or double? Antonelli, just ahead on the road, saw the crash and immediately backed off, convinced it was double yellows. He aborted his lap. Russell, further back, made the opposite call. He says he lifted. The stewards agreed. He was within single yellow territory. The lap he put in after that moment was extraordinary. A 1 minute, 6.113 seconds. Pole by 0.236 seconds over Leclerc. His 4th pole of the season. Second back-to-back after Barcelona. Antonelli was 4th. Verstappen 5th, starting at the site of his own crash. Russell on pole. Leclerc alongside. Hamilton 3rd. Championship leader Antonelli 4th. Verstappen 5th. Every single position on that grid was going to matter on Sunday. 3 p.m., 71 laps. Sunshine over the Red Bull Ring, and tens of thousands of orange-clad Dutch fans. Russell nailed the start. Clean launch protected his lead into turn 1, but behind him, chaos. Antonelli ran wide at turn 1, then turn 3, then turn 1 again on lap 2. His own word afterwards, too excited. Classic rookie pressure spike at the worst possible moment. Verstappen doesn't need much of a gap. He passed Antonelli at turn 5, then Leclerc at the next corner, all within 3 laps. He was already 3rd. Meanwhile, both Cadillacs retired before lap 5. Bottas, brake fire. Perez, smoke in the cockpit. Overheating brakes on both cars. A complete disaster before the race had truly started. The fight for second was the best wheel-to-wheel battle of the race. Lap 11. Verstappen lunged inside at turn 3. Hamilton fought back through turns 5 and 6, pushing the Red Bull onto the gravel. Verstappen was furious. Clear penalty, he radioed in. The stewards disagreed. Racing incident. Hamilton pitted lap 12 onto hards, Ferrari going aggressive again, same 3-stop thinking that won Barcelona. Verstappen stayed out. They clashed again after Verstappen's lap 19 stop. This time on lap 22, Verstappen went down the inside at turn 6 and made it stick. Hamilton couldn't respond. Verstappen was 3rd and climbing. Lap 25, the pivotal moment. Sainz's Williams stopped dead on the main straight. Electrical failure. Virtual safety car deployed. Antonelli, still running long, pitted at exactly the wrong time, just before the VSC window fully opened. He dropped to fifth and lost the cheap stop benefit entirely. Hamilton's engineer told him to box, but caught him too late. "You told me too late," Hamilton replied. He came in next time on used softs. That VSC didn't just affect lap times, it reshuffled the entire race. At the front, Russell was methodical, building the lead, managing the tyres, never wasting a lap. The critical call came on lap 44. Mercedes brought him in for his second stop. Hard tyres, 2.3-second stop. Red Bull hesitated. They left Verstappen out 5 extra laps, hoping for a tyre advantage in the final stint. When he finally pitted on lap 50, Russell was back in front with an 11-second gap. That gap cost Red Bull the race. 11 seconds, then 8, then 5.5. Verstappen was flying in clean air. The orange crowd was on its feet. But Russell never panicked, never made a mistake. With 5 laps to go, Verstappen ran out of laps before he ran out of pace. Russell crossed the line 1.611 seconds clear, his second win of 2026 and his first since Australia in March. Behind him, Verstappen held second by just 0.375 seconds over a late-charging Antonelli. First, Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes, 171 points. Second, George Russell, Mercedes, 131 points, -40. Third, Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari, 125 points, -46. Russell cut 10 points from Antonelli's lead, now 40 points with 16 rounds left. Hamilton falls to third, 51 off the pace. Mercedes still lead the constructors. Ferrari remains second, but Leclerc's fade from P2 to P8 is a concern. McLaren hold third. Verstappen's second podium in months keeps the Verstappen to McLaren rumours alive. Driver of the weekend, George Russell, pole, a clean race lead, textbook tyre management, and the composure not to panic when Verstappen was charging. Exactly the drive he needed. Best strategy call. Mercedes bringing Russell in on lap 44 before Red Bull could undercut. A 5-lap Red Bull hesitation handed them the race. Best overtake. Verstappen on Hamilton at turn 6, lap 22, a move he tried twice before finally making it stick. Surprise performer, Racing Bulls. Lawson P9, Lindblad P10. Quiet and consistent, they're building something. Biggest disappointment, Leclerc. Started P2, finished P8. The SF26's tyre degradation problem is real. Biggest missed opportunity, Cadillac. Both cars retired before lap 5. A catastrophic day at the worst possible moment. Next weekend is Silverstone, a sprint format weekend. Aston Martin have promised a major upgrade package there, which could shake up the midfield entirely. Russell arrives at his home race on a wave of momentum. The question is whether Antonelli can reassert his dominance after 2 consecutive weekends where rivals took points off him. And Verstappen, heading to a circuit where Mercedes has historically been strong, needs to show Austria was a turning point, not just a one-off for Red Bull. Drop a comment below. Who wins the 2026 title? Russell, Antonelli, or Hamilton? Subscribe so you never miss a full race weekend breakdown. See you at Silverstone.